Today on Argo News, a UWF sorority raised $1,000 towards Relay for Life.
We'll show you how to find the Knights of the Round Table.
And a way to buy a little soul on a small budget.
All this and more, Argo News starts right now.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Argo News. I'm Ian Frost.
And I'm Tony Reed.
Freedom of expression is one way to describe this creative movement.
Compassion can be expressed in several forms, but here at the First City Art Center, they're taking a more hands-on approach.
And it was the first time I'd ever done an interactive art show. I've done a lot of juror art shows or live music with live art, somebody painting or sculpting as the show goes on, but I never had done an interactive show. You know, I've probably done over 400 shows over the years, and it just had to evolve somewhere, and I wasn't sure what to do and how to make it different. And the interactiveness part of it, we were talking about it, and I was like, well, how about if people, like when they view the art, they can become part of the art? And that was just like, well, yeah, why haven't we done that before? Well, the intention of the series is Curated Compassion, and the intention is to bring people together through art and music and to make a difference. The artists that did the installations for this show, Compassion was their theme. The next one we don't know yet what the theme will be, but it'll be along those same lines as, you know, a positive force, positiveness. I'm doing 3-month intervals. I have Earth Day in between now and the other one. I'm on the Earth Day committee, so and the end of June is what we're looking at. Venue-wise, I'm going to do 4 different locations. First City is a great venue they're just open. I've done a lot of shows with them and worked with them over the years. The next one, I want it to be schwanky. I want it to be fancy. I've never done a show like that.
Follow Curated Compassion on their Facebook for more information on the next show or how you can get involved. I'm Allie Hartung reporting for Argo News.
For one night, male students are putting up their ties for tiaras. Reporter Natasha Geronimi has more.
Every fairy tale comes with a twist, but these men aren't looking for the crown, they're looking for the cure.
So Cinderfella is this really great event. I personally think it's the best one all year that Alpha Gamma Delta holds. It is a way to raise money for Relay for Life, which is a really great fundraiser underneath the American Cancer Society. So basically all of the money that we raise tonight and through the week during tabling, we'll collect it and it will donate it directly to our Relay for Life fund. So none of it goes to us. Cinderfella is the guy who raises the most amount of money during the night. Mr. Congeniality is based on scores that we have from the judges. So we tallied up all of their scores from each round, and Mr. Congeniality is like awarded based off their performance. Just as a way to show that it doesn't matter about the money, that people notice like the performances too. So this year, with it being my last year as an active member in Alpha Gamma, I just really think that it was the best way I could show my love for my organization and for Relay for Life, because they both have such a special place in my heart. So I think the best part was just seeing how much fun people have for a cause. I wanted to make sure that other sororities on campus would come and support and participate, and as a way to show like Panhellenic love and MPHC love, I wanted to ask some of the leaders in each of the organizations to act as judges. And Relay is this really great organization and event at UWF. They just really need more people to support and come out. So I think this is a great way to inspire people to say, hey, like this is happening on my campus, I want to get involved. I can help by participating in Cinderfella next year, or maybe just getting my own team together.
The search for a happy ending continues at Relay for Life, April 8th. I'm Natasha Geronimi reporting for Argo News.
Pensacola has many great restaurants. Tony Reed stops by to see what's cooking.
Looking for the newest yet most delicious soul food spot that's hit Pensacola? Well, you just may be in luck.
I love to cook. I have a passion to cook. And I was promised the Lord one day when that door opened up for me to go in, I'm gonna walk in that door, and I did just that. People in here love my food, and I'm gonna tell you the feedback I received was the food is delicious. My 8-pound macaroni and cheese, field peas, they love it. Smothered pork chops, they love it. Tuesdays and Thursdays is our Senior Citizen Day. and they receive a 10% discount upon receiving their whole meal. They have to get a whole meal. They receive the 10% discount. And we run the promotion now, 2-piece dark meat is $2.49 with a roll. You can get 2-piece baked chicken, $2.99 with a roll. Today on the menu, we are having Salisbury steak, fried chicken, baked chicken, chicken gizzards, and also we're having BLPs, green lima beans, the 8-pound macaroni and cheese, peach cobbler. Yes, peach cobbler, and that's about it.
The restaurant is located at 2301 North Pace Boulevard in Pensacola, Florida. I'm Tony Reed reporting for Argo News. Last week, Gulf Coast Renaissance Fair visited Pensacola. Reporter Karina DiGregorio has more.
Whether you're a jousting knight or a kid eating a turkey leg, the Gulf Coast Renaissance Fair and Pirate Festival is where many Pensacolians found themselves at this past weekend.
The Renaissance Fair is our best attempt at a historical recreation or reenactment of the fairs or festivals that would have been held, different sorts of celebrations in Renaissance times. There were not a lot of distractions in those days. We don't have back then iPads and televisions and things like that, so they had festivals and fairs as occasional things to take one away from the dread of daily life. We've already sort of achieved one goal. We do 2 fairs. We do this one in the Mobile Renaissance Fair. We do this one in the spring, and we do the Mobile Renaissance Fair in the fall. And it's also going to be in its 15th year this year, the Mobile Renaissance Fair, because when we started this one, we started the one in Mobile as well. We've moved the Mobile Renaissance Fair to a permanent site, which is one of our goals, was to have a permanent site where we could build castles, build a joust arena, build just all these different accoutrements of a Renaissance village, and recreate the village and get away from, you know, so much the commercialism that we have with the fairgrounds. It's just a nice break from the mundane, you know, to be able to kind of play kid again like that and pretend you're something you're not for a period of time. And the costumes are fun, and they're neat and beautiful. A lot of them are, and so you know, it's a nice a steam booster. You know, you get to play peacock for a day and wear all your finery and that kind of thing, and break out the crazy giant rings and that kind of stuff, just to you know, have fun with.
Take yourself away to another era and experience the Renaissance with next year's Renaissance Festival. For more information, visit gcrf.us. I'm Karina DiGregorio, reporting for Argo News.
UWF Student Environmental Action Society is speaking out against the local landfills. Reporter Becca Worley has more.
UWF's Student Environmental Action Society held an event making students aware of local landfills.
The purpose of this event is to just promote awareness about different social and environmental justices going on at University of West Florida, in Pensacola, in the southeastern United States, and beyond. Wedgwood is a black retiree community that's like 10 minutes away from here, only a few miles away from the University of West Florida, and they are surrounded by about like 7 to 8 landfills, so it's almost just like a donut of pollution where you have this community that's just surrounded by all this trash, and then that trash is polluting the water and contaminating the soil, and it leaves like a really bad like rotten egg smell in the air that can just kind of like persist over days. And it's just kind of something where a lot of people think of the environment as just like the forest and the trees, and the environment is more than that. It's where we work, it's where we live, it's where we play, it's right in our backyards. I think it affects UWF because it's so close to us. For one thing, we have our own plant right outside of here, where you can see the smoke and stuff come from. These landfills are only a few miles away from us. The paper mill in Escambia County in Pensacola, you can smell it on bad days when the wind is blowing in the right direction, and that can cause just a lot of things. I think it's important to realize like what's going on just like right outside the walls of this school, and a lot of it really isn't that good. very easy to join C's. We don't have any dues for the club. This semester our meetings are every Thursday from 4 to 5 in Building 13, room 202. And if you can't make it to the meetings, we have a very active Facebook page and Instagram, which is just UWFCs, SEAS, and Instagram is just UWFCs, all one word. And then we also have our email, cs@uwf.edu.
If you are interested in joining Cs or learning more about them, email cs@uwf.edu. I'm Rebecca Worley reporting for Argo News.
Witty, talented, and adorable, a local band gains national attention thanks to a video gone viral.
Witty, talented, and adorable, a local band gains national attention after a video of them performing goes viral. Let's check them out.
So the older kids in our family had a band for many years with our mom, and these guys, as soon as they could walk and talk, they were picking up instruments. So all they've ever known is seeing their older siblings on stage and wanting to climb up there and get on stage with them. So we hadn't been going through any talent agencies with this TV show that approached us. One of their talent scouts saw a video of us playing on the street and called us up and said, "Hey, I'm working on this show, and in fact a lot of the people that used to work with America's Got Talent are working on the set of this show, and we're real excited about it. Would you guys please consider being on this show?" So yeah, they approached us, which apparently is something that is a little bit unique. I think probably one of the videos that the lady saw, the talent scout, or one that was very similar, ended up going viral on Facebook. And I think it got over 18 million views on Facebook. This was in the beginning of January, and it was a total surprise to us. We start watching this thing go up in numbers. Some guy in Brazil posted it on his popular page, and it just started getting view after view after view. So it's now up to over 18 million views, and it's just this video that somebody shot of us with their iPhone. We were playing in the drizzle in New Orleans, St. Louis Cathedral behind us. Yeah, so that was quite exciting. And yeah, so if folks could keep their eyes open, NBC, Sunday nights, primetime television. It'll be on YouTube. You can probably find it through our Facebook page, Pelican 212, and then pelican212.com. You can see what we've been working on, our CD that we're working on, and our music videos. And thanks so much again for having us on.
I have a feeling we'll be hearing much more from these pint-sized pop stars in the months to come. I'm Jenna Bailey reporting for Argo News.
The UWF cheerleaders have a new coach. Reporter Jasmine Chivers gives us a look at their new formation.
UWF Athletics is nothing without their fans. But what are the fans without their cheerleaders?
So I started cheerleading in 6th grade when I decided I wanted to go out for my school team in 6th grade, and just really loved it. I loved the teamwork of it as opposed to gymnastics where you do it individually. And from that I just kind of took off. I loved it, so I cheered in junior high, high school, and then in college. So the main job of the cheerleaders is just to get the crowd involved, really. It's to be the face of the University of West Florida. So during the games we like to do crowd cheers. We like to use signs a lot to try to get the crowd engaged. So we have our UWF signs, our Go Big Green signs, and we've been trying to, since I got here last fall, we've been trying to really do stuff that's consistent. So if there's something for, something that we do for certain things like a first down or whatever, we try to be consistent and make sure that the crowd knows what to do for those timeouts and different things. I'm in charge of doing tryouts, which we're about to have tryouts in like 3 weeks, April 9th, and I'm in charge of getting that together. Also taking care, I have 15 girls on the team now, so just making sure that they're doing great academically, building their schools here, during practices, and then we also have to come up with camps and different fundraisers, also going to camps and getting competition routines ready, cheering for basketball, football this coming up year, so there's a lot going on. I think the best parts of cheerleading is when you finally get to show off what you work for. We practice Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5:30 to 8:30, and it's a lot of time that you put into it. So when you actually get to go out on the court or the field and compete, or just even in game day environments, it's nice to be able to show what you work so hard for.
You think you have what it takes to be a UWF cheerleader? Why don't you come out April 9th and find out? I'm Jasmine Chivers reporting for Argo News.
With the fall semester quickly approaching, students are looking for alternative housing options. Greg Hartung has a scoop.
Do you find the average college dorm too dull for your taste? Then this complex just might satisfy your palate.
College View is the epitome of upscale, elevated student housing, and the kinds of apartments that we offer are each of our units are furnished, which is really nice. So it's easy in, easy out when you move in. So they come furnished with all the bar stools, comfortable couches. Some units have an oversized club chair. We have beautiful glass top tables. There's a washer and dryer in each unit. You have a chest of drawers, a bed frame, a mattress, a desk chair, and you have your own private bath. So it's individual bed and baths in each unit. So that's what we really think categorizes College View, and what makes it elevated is the beautiful modern furnishings. It's everything you need in your unit to be comfortable. Here at College View, we actually do year-long leases that run from August to August of each year. And our current rates in our 4-bedroom units are $565 per person. We have 2 different styles of 2-bedroom apartments. The 2B model is $655 per person, and the 2A model is $675 per person. And this is all inclusive this year. We actually, as part of your rent, your cable, your high-speed internet, your power, and your water are all included this year. We definitely encourage anyone looking to live here to come take a tour as soon as possible. If you're out of state and not in the area, maybe you're coming to UWF this fall, definitely give us a call so we can even email you your paperwork. But the main idea is to sign a lease as soon as possible if you know that this is where you want to live. We were full by early June last year, and so we've just been very blessed to fill up very fast, but that also means that anyone looking to live here needs to make a move. And so if this is where you want to live, definitely start calling us, asking all the questions that you need to make the best decision possible for yourself, and sign that lease so that you can have fun and live here at College View this fall.
Be sure to check out mycollegeview.com for more information on the features and happenings this complex has to offer. I'm Greg Hartung, reporting for Argo News.
A local business in Pensacola is showing us how they get more involved in their community.
Nonprofit organizations in Pensacola are looking to help local businesses network.
We were started 16 years ago by a group of African Americans in the Pensacola area. And what they decided is they needed representation of their businesses, whether it's in the community, whether it's in government, or whether it's on the consumer side as far as commerce was concerned. So the Gulf Coast African American Chamber of Commerce targets minority-owned businesses, whether that's Japanese Americans, Latinos, African Americans, and it's for anyone, whether it's a male or female, it doesn't matter. But not only will we target that particular market, we are open to anyone, because at the end of the day, all of our businesses are about making business, and we just want equal footing in the commerce community. And so that's what it's all about. We host quite a few events. Monthly, we have game night, and the game nights means you're going to gain awareness, intelligence, and networking. And we do that every 3rd Tuesday of the month at a local African American owned business called the Pensacola Improv Event Center. It's owned by Doug Baldwin. We do that once a month, and then we do a learning series every other month at another African American owned facility called Ethereums. So we have those that we do quite often during the year. And then we also host the Women of Power Conference yearly, and the Community Awards ceremony where we celebrate minority-owned businesses in the community. So we have been blessed with quite a few partners in the community, and they are major corporations. You have Cox Communication, you have Gerald McKinsey, attorney at law, you have Baptist Hospital, Louis Bear, Mr. Studer with the Studer community. I mean, they have continuously supported us. Cox Communications, and what they do is they believe in what we stand for and why we're here. So it's very important that we talk about those partnerships and we acknowledge them.
If you're a local business and are looking to network or further your career, then the Gulf Coast Chamber of Commerce is here to assist you. I'm Taja Ng, reporting for Argo News.
Gamers are gathering at TBS Comics for a competition. Ian Frost has the play-by-play.
For the next several weeks at TBS, there's going to be these little cards that are the life of the party.
Regular Magic is a 60-card deck. You can have multiple copies of cards. There's no restrictions really on the number of cards that you can have, except for the ones that are basically in the normal rules of the game. and then you play your normal rounds, usually 3 games within an hour or potentially 3 games, and then you move on to the next opponent. With Commander, you're only allowed to have 1 copy of any given card unless the card specifically says that you can have more, except for basic land. And it's 100 cards counting your Commander. Your Commander starts outside of the normal shuffled deck, and you're just duking it out, just like you were whenever you were 13, 14 when you first found the game and just thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I can actually make a theme deck and have it be good and not instantly get trounced like I can in competitive like standard play, where you have to run the cards that are good, where you have to run multiple copies of them, and I don't know, it's aesthetically more appealing to me. This league, we're trying to take the whole number structure out as far as places go, so there's not a first place, a second place, third place, fourth place, what have you. Instead, it's kind of like playing skee ball at Chuck E. Cheese, where at the end you turn in the league points to get prizes. It's the same thing like with most EDH players. They move on to like different commanders after a while because they want to try out new stuff. It really builds the community up. It allows you to meet people that you don't normally play with, basically expand yourself socially, as well as working towards getting a couple packs, a couple prizes at the end, some cool promos while playing a game that you like to play.
While competition helps us grow and prosper as people, the real draw of the Commander League is getting to hang out with a lot of old friends. I'm Ian Frost, reporting for Argo News.
A local business is hosting a music event. NC Netanai has more on the story.
Do you know where to go to find the finest music in town?
The weeks of South by Southwest are really interesting because there's a lot of bands that are wanting to get to Austin, but they want to sort of tour at the same time. So they're trying to find a route from like either the East Coast down to the South all the way over to Texas. So there's a lot of bands like that sort of put that right away in the email, like, oh, we're playing South by Southwest, as if it's like impressive, which I guess it kind of can be, but most of them are just sort of like small bands that are getting the chance to play in Austin. But the landing is kind of a bigger act, which I was surprised they contacted us, but yeah, I'm glad that they're playing. You know, I think that's one of the reasons why I enjoy DIY kinds of venues like Sluggos, is because the really fun part, I think, is not even necessarily, for me, the music part of it. It's a different experience when the stage is like 1 foot high versus a stage that's like 4 feet high, and the difference between like having a barricade and having no barricade. Like you can get, some of the musicians here don't even play on the stage, they play on the floor in front of the stage so that people can sort of get really close to them. I mean, technically, I don't think we would ever need security for sort of like safety purposes, but it's never a bad thing to have too many people at a show. If anything, I would love for that to happen.
Sluggos is a place for community and local music. I'm NC Netanai, reporting for Argo News.
The Center for Fine and Performing Arts offers students a chance to experiment with some of the most durable mediums.
The UWF Sculpture Lab offers an array of vigorous courses that merge abstract concepts to the physical world.
3D design comes before fundamentals of sculpture, so basically it is dealing with hand tools, a variety of materials like foam, cardboard, also paper, wire. Fundamentals of sculpture basically is a overview of woodwork and metalwork, so it teaches students to deal with a variety of woodworking tools, metalworking tools, and a lot more intense processes and techniques. It's really just getting familiar with the tools and starting to get comfortable with them. So that's the biggest hurdle, I think, across the board. Knowing how to make materials strong and exist in space in the way that you want them to, that's challenging. So to be able to do that is it's very helpful with a variety of other things. And the thing about sculpture is, in addition to making sculpture for sculpture's sake, you can make surfaces for painting, you can make things. It just really helps everything, any kind of process that you want to do, knowing how to use power tools, knowing how to make sculpture really facilitates everything else.
Using foam, wood, wire, or steel, this medium is sure to warp the plane in which one develops an idea. I'm Robert Brown, reporting for Argo News.
Viral is the only way to describe the school spirit video that grabbed the attention of the entire Panhandle.
The Crestview High School Lipped Up has racked up more than 260,000 views in just 4 short years.
So my part in the Lip Dub was the dog pound section, which was our spirit group at our school. And for dog pound, I was the senior representative, so I actually just took that role and just made sure that our section was had a bunch of spirit and everything. So it was really cool to see going through the hallway and seeing the different clubs and then just seeing the spirit section go crazy. It was really cool to see. I was shocked by how much attention it got. I think it really put Crestview High School on the map, and people really I think more people wanted to come to Crestview after we did the Lip Dub. So I think that was really cool to see. A vivid memory that I had of the Lip Dub would probably be just being able to hang out with my friends. We got out of class early just to be in the hallways, and I just remember being so excited for it, and I got to stand next to all my friends. It's something that I can carry with me for the rest of my life and show my kids, be like, hey, look at what I did when I was a senior in high school, and I can point out my friends, and then it's just a memory I can carry with me for the rest of my life. I knew we would get some attention from it, but I didn't know how much attention we were gonna get. I didn't think we would be over in Europe and Australia, and that was crazy to me that people over there were seeing it. I was kind of nervous at first. I was afraid it wouldn't turn out as good as we were hoping, and then when we saw it for the first time in our leadership class, I was just in such shock at how good it turned out. It was awesome. I was really proud of it.
It could be your school to create the next viral video on YouTube. I'm Ben White reporting for Argo News.
Clubs at UWF sometimes struggle to keep things afloat. Robin Medeiros has more on the story.
One club president is doing what he can to keep his club alive.
In terms of experience, I've never played at a professional level. I don't have the interest to, but from so many different fields and so many different areas, the whole safety aspect has been ingrained in, so I know what not to do, which is pretty important sometimes. I can diagnose most affordable equipment and patch it up pretty quick. Normal gear, we have obviously some in perfect condition, some not so perfect. The mask, not full facial cover, not the top of the head. It's just, they tend to pinch hair and hard to hear. We don't want people getting caught in those. The mask, not full facial cover, not the top of the head. It's just, not full facial cover, not the top of the head. It's just, they tend to pinch hair and hard to hear. We don't want people getting caught in those. The actual paintball markers, right now, the two varieties
Students from all walks of life are joining in on Bible study. Reporter Doomy Jean shares with us the sermon.
Want to grow more in your faith? This Bible study has what you're looking for.
I go to Jubilee Church, so the pastor and all the teachers there have really made a really big impact on my life. And the more I saw them reach out and encourage people and just welcoming people from all walks of life and just the diversity there, it really encouraged me to try to do my best to reach out. Particularly, I have a heart for the students at UWF. I graduated there as an undergraduate. Now I'm working on my master's degree. So essentially it started as a way that I can help fulfill our mission as Christians, which is to spread the gospel of Jesus. Basically during Bible study, we always like to start off just unloading. What was the good aspects of our week? What were the bad aspects? A lot of times it helps just to kind of release what's going on. And it kind of gives the Holy Spirit a way to come in and to move and to recognize what we need from Him. So it's been a really great journey for us through the past few months in doing this Bible study. And as people open up, we're able to preach the Word, we're able to encourage one another, we're able to pray for each other, we're able to grow closer together and see what our needs are as Christians, what our needs are as fellow believers. So essentially, it's been a great journey for all of us. So after we, read the Word and whatnot, we have an opportunity to pray and prophesy over people and so forth. So it's definitely been a great journey.
For more information on the Bible study, send an email to dj12@students.uwf.edu. I'm Doomy Jean, reporting for Argo News.
That does it for us today on Argo News.
We'll hope you join us again next week. I'm Ian Frost.
And I'm Tony Reed. Thanks for watching.